Hey everyone, Hardware Hound here. So Asrock has a little thing going on with a competition, and they want us to review one of our Asrock boards that we own that has an AMD CPU sitting in it. And I happen to own an Asrock 990FX Extreme9. So I figured, you know what, my biggest reason in doing this is I really liked this board. This board's been super good to me, and I definitely don't mind promoting the company a little bit if they've given me such a good product and service. So, first off, let's talk about why I went with this board. I originally started out with an Asrock, or not an Asrock, an Asus 990FX Crosshair 5 Formula Z board. It was a nice board, had lots of features, but it was also just very fragile. I kept, every time I'd swap out a CPU cooler to try to upgrade to something a little stronger, my socket would go bad and I'd end up in an RMA. So finally, after I'd had enough, I looked into a replacement and settled on this Asrock board. So a couple of things that I like right off the bat. I really like the aesthetic of the board. You've got a lot of black here, just a little bit of some splashes of gold with the labeling on the heatsink. It's very neutral. It goes with just about anything. I never had any issues getting this board to match with whatever build that I could throw in there. A couple other things that are really great about this board. Layout's nice. You've got room for your SLI and various crossfire type configurations, and you've got plenty of space on the board to kind of have room, like if I wanted to have mounts down here and take advantage of these SSD slots here, or the socket. The heat sinks are far enough away that I was able to fit any various number of CPU coolers, and I never had clearance issues with the way they designed the socket. So this has been a great board. The other thing I really liked about it is the fact that I have put this board through some serious paces in doing some different cooler reviews, upgrading coolers, trying to get that little bit of extra overclock. And it's held up. It just keeps taking a beating and it just keeps going. I've really liked that board for that. Now, a couple other things about this board that they've done really good. If you go into the BIOS settings are kind of simple, but they've got everything that you need and really nothing extra that you don't need. This is great, especially if you're just trying to throw a quick multiplier up, increase the voltage, and get an overclock going. If you're not trying to mess with a lot of tiny voltage control settings, the Asrock has got plenty of settings to help you do that without so many that's overwhelming. Yeah, that could be a con for more advanced overclock users, but for the average user who's going to have something simple, cooling their CPU, it's awesome. Now, one of the minor quirks that I have always not really cared for on this particular board, and it's something that Asrock has actually changed in more of their more recent boards, is the fan control really did need some work back then. This thing uses levels, and those levels are really hard to get a curve that is just right as your load or your temperatures are raising. I was always able to find ways to work around it, and it wasn't a big deal, but I am glad to see that they're using more traditional and more fan curve type related methods of controlling fans than they do now. So really, overall, this is a great board. Overclocking wise, I have never had any issues with the board. It's always been my cooling that's limited my ability to push my chips any higher. The board's a great overclocker. It looks nice. It's super sturdy, and it was also a really good price. It was cheaper than the other high-end boards on the market. It was a great board. Highly would recommend it, and would totally buy an Asrock board again if I ever had the opportunity. Thanks for checking this out. I hope you guys liked it. If you're looking for an AM3 Plus board, I can definitely recommend this one. And hey, keep an eye out on Asrock. They're putting out some really interesting stuff. Catch you guys later.